Well, let's start off with a cheers. We got a glass of wine. We got a chocolate sundae to eat on Sunday.
Heck yeah. Ice cream Sunday.
Oh my God, yes, cheers. Welcome back to the studio. BestofBecca.
Good to be back.
Yeah, we got our traditions. We got our wine. A very specific wine that we started drinking, which is by Snoop Dogg.
Yes, shout out Snoop. We need a whole case.
I mean, it's really, really good. It's consistent.
It is.
And it gets me nice and tipsy every single time I have a glass.
And it's affordable, you know?
It's not overpriced. Yeah, I do like that.
And it's also not like super cheap either.
Yeah. Because like anything less than $10 is...
Typically, no.
That's not good news.
No.
I should have closed that computer because they're going to ring through that too. But, all right, so I'm really excited to have you back in the studio. I think this is week number, this is six, right?
This is 6, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm excited. So let's get into it. We're going to do the name game.
Yes.
Okay. I was looking up a few names, but you have a few for me?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, I'm excited.
Let me Google. Let's do the Google thing.
One of my favorite things to do is just like use your improvisation, your creativity, use your improvisation skills, and just have fun with us. We like to call out a name, and I just describe who this person may or may not be in real life, based off of people that I've met before, maybe even some celebrities that we know with the same name.
All right, yeah, I got some. Okay, so I looked up celebrity chefs.
Yeah, good.
So the top ones that came up were Gordon Ramsay.
Okay, Gordon.
Gordon.
We want to go with that one. Who else?
We also,
that's kind of a common
so
one.
we have Gordon, we have Rachel, we have Jamie Oliver, which I don't know why I'm not clicking for Jamie Oliver. He's a British cook, okay? And then Bobby Flay. Ooh, Bobby would be a fun one.
Rachel. I like that because like Rachel Ray, like who is Rachel Ray anyway? Do you know?
Well, yeah.
In real life, who is she?
Oh, like real life? I mean, I know she's like a New Yorker, right?
I mean, what is she like? She's a famous chef, right? So does she have like a cookbook, television show?
Yeah, cookbook, television. Or she used to have she was big on a television show for years. It'd be like a morning talk show where she would cook and talk and all that thing. And then she ended up like, Rachel Ray has dog food.
Oh, so she's in the commercials and all of that stuff. Okay, now because it's coming to me, I have to like put it together.
Did she also do some weight loss stuff possibly?
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So Rachel.
I get mistaken for Rachel all the time.
Really?
Yeah, Rebecca and Rachel.
So who is Rachel? All right, Rachel, she might be a high school teacher.
Yeah.
Okay.
You nailed it.
She is a single mother. She's a single mother of 2, and it's 2 girls, okay? Single mother of 2 girls, a high school teacher, and her 2 daughters goes to the same school that she teaches at.
And I feel like she's, people who don't live down home, I know, but I'm thinking like Highland Park kind of girly.
Yeah,
like
Rachel?
Rachel. Rachel's real like tight-knit, real corporate.
She got the money? Did she marry money? Did she have money from?
She's got a money mindset. Like she definitely wants to be high class.
Oh, she's on the mission.
High expectations.
She's a responsible mother, probably to those 2 girls.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely.
Yeah. She forces them to do their homework. She wants them to make good grades. Rachel, she is put together.
Yeah,
she is. Yeah, Rachel. You got it, girl. I like that. She's a single mother of 2, not married, not in a relationship. She's a very independent woman. If I had to guess, she probably drives like a Toyota, SUV, like a RAV4 or something like that.
Okay, yeah, some kind of SUV for sure.
A newer model.
Definitely, her house is always clean, even when it's messy. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe she doesn't know how to cook though.
Oh, you don't think Rachel knows how to cook?
She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know.
She's the opposite of Rachel Ray.
Right.
She's like she orders frozen meals kind of thing.
Yeah.
But maybe she does it. She orders them from like maybe not just like in the store, but maybe from like other people. Like so it looks fake. Like it looks.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's not.
So she's not doing like Hot Pockets from Kroger. She's doing some meal prep. She's thinking about it because she wants those girls to eat healthy. Okay.
Yeah, but she can't cook casserole to save her life.
Yeah. No, that's not something that she is skilled at. She's got other skills. Maybe they have a dog.
Yeah.
A dog. What kind of dog comes to mind?
Like a King Cavalier.
What is that? King. I love it.
My sister has one of them. They're like little foofy looking dogs, like long-haired dogs. They're very prestigious.
Okay, that falls in alignment with the character too. Yeah. Rachel.
Yeah.
You gotta look at her, girl. We're describing you.
Rachel. You have a lovely King Cavalier with long fur, very prestigious personality type dog. I'll say that, or you have a cat, like a very nice cat.
She might be a cat woman. Is there both, a dog and a cat?
I want to say no. I want to say like because she wants to keep her house clean. So I would say only maybe if like she was peer pressured by the kids to get one. But
but because she's busy.
Yeah,
she's busy.
She's busy.
Yeah. She doesn't have time for that.
No.
Because who's gonna clean up after the?
For real, but the King Cavalier, you can like pop that bad boy in your purse. Most of them are pretty.
Right.
Bag
Well, because
size.
like cats are low maintenance for the most part, but you have to consider the cat hair and the cat litter and the smell potentially.
Big time.
And Rachel doesn't like funny smells in her house.
No.
Does she have a cleaning lady?
Yeah, at least once a month.
Once a month at the least to get it back into 100%.
Yeah, especially depends on like if she has events or something like that.
All right, I like that one.
Suburban type woman.
All right, Rachel.
Rachel.
We know who you are. All right, we got time for one more?
Okay, yeah. Let's think. Let's see. What about Bobby?
Okay, Bobby. Are you a man of God? Maybe you're in the church.
See, I'm thinking like King of Hill Bobby. So I'm thinking
King of Hill. Help me understand. King of Hill.
Have you seen that show? King of Hill?
No.
Oh dang. Okay. I don't even know how to describe King of Hill, other than they're like redneck family basically.
Oh, Bobby. I like that one. I like that. I like that Bobby, like hillbilly Bobby.
Yeah, so they could be kind of like going to church, but they're easily drinking beer like right after service.
Yeah,
like,
I like that.
Southern cooking type of food.
Yep.
Barbecuing all the time.
He drives a pickup truck, that's for sure.
Truck. He's like a white collared, or is it blue collar?
It's blue collar.
Blue collar worker.
Yep, blue collar worker.
He wears like just t-shirts all the time. He loves NASCAR.
NASCAR? Okay. He likes to go to the track?
Either likes to go to the track or he likes to watch
TV.
it, whichever he can do. Yeah.
Maybe he has an older car in the garage that he works on sometimes. Passed down from his dad or something like that.
Fair enough.
I could see something like that, yeah.
And getting the kids into racing.
Yep.
The go-karts, all that thing.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, Bobby, I could see that. A pickup truck.
Yeah.
You definitely have a dog.
Oh, yeah.
You definitely have a dog. I don't know if it's a German Shepherd or a Rottweiler.
Oh, okay. I was thinking like a Labrador.
A Labrador, okay. Well, that's a big dog,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, like a big dog for sure.
Dog.
Like a country-style dog,
Yeah. Do you live on the farm?
He could just like kind of live out in the country, like not a city man. Like maybe could be kind of suburban. But like he's got some land. He's got at least an acre.
Okay.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about his wife and children.
Okay, yeah.
He's married.
He's married.
That's a married man.
I think he's a happily married man.
Yeah.
And I think he's got like one or two kids for sure. Like I said, they're doing go-karts and racing and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a family man for sure.
How many children?
I say no more than 2.
No more than 2. I'm thinking, what I was thinking is a boy and a girl, but the girl is maybe she's a little bit boyish. She gets dirty.
Tomgirl.
Yeah, she gets her hands dirty out there, but they don't know if she's gay or not.
And even the wife is not like your pretty she's not a Rachel. She's more of like out in the garden all the time. And
like
you got overalls
Martha.
on.
Like Martha, right?
Martha Stewart?
Martha, that would be her name.
Oh, her name would be Martha and Bobby.
Martha and Bobby. The perfect combination.
I like that.
Yeah.
Martha and Bobby. Yeah.
You see what I did with it? That was like that food reference again. I'm just trying to keep us on track.
Okay, all right. I feel you.
All right, perfect timing for 2. We did 2. Let's move along.
That's the name game.
Yes, that's the name game. I get so excited to do that, and we're going to do that on every episode. So thank you so much for participating.
All right. Is it time?
It is. Let's get down to business.
Okay, so, heyo, this is BestofBecca, and this is my co-host, KingFerdinand, where you can find him on...
Yeah, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube as well, on KingFerdinand, all one word, .tj2t. That's all platforms across the board. I'm the host of a show called Talking Just to Talk with King Ferdinand, where we celebrate the art of conversation with interesting and talented people.
All right, speaking of interested and talented, let's dive into today's topic.
Let's dive in nose first. Yes.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the relationship of food. Now, I don't know about you, but I am a foodie.
I am. And I love when someone like introduces me to something new that I haven't tried before. Flavors and textures.
Yeah, I'm not afraid at all.
Me either. And I'm also not allergic to anything.
Oh, me neither.
I'm lucky in that regard.
Oh my gosh. Like, even if I was allergic, I'm like, give me the Benadryl. Let's do this. But it's also perfect because it is National Ice Cream Sundae Day.
It is today?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Ice Cream Sunday.
Oh
which is perfect because we don't typically record on Sundays, so
we don't. And I'm always open. So yeah, this is perfect. She and I were talking in the house of King Ferdinand, and I just so happened to have 2 brownies that I made from scratch, and I had crushed almonds mixed into it, a little bit of honey, a little bit of vanilla. Ooh. So hopefully you enjoy it.
It is so good. Yeah, we just mixed it in with this ice cream. And this is literally the way to my heart, like chocolate, period.
Wow.
And then like just sweets, like, if I'm not careful, I eat more sweets than anything. I grew up with a mom who like would literally be fine with having dessert before dinner.
Okay.
Like, don't tell my dad. But when we were kids, he would like, if he was like working late, we would have pie before we would actually have dinner. And it was the best ever.
Wow. Well, it wasn't like anything intentional that my mom, like, it sounds like that was just her.
Look at me saving some for later.
But my mom was a snacker, or she is a snacker. She still is, even though she's trying to watch her figure right now. But I get that from her. So I snack, and that's why I cannot keep junk food in my house, or I don't buy the big packets. Like I would, I used to go to Costco and buy different things, and I would just have these, like what I thought was healthy snacks for me. But I just realized it was just an abundance of things for me to snack on, and I will go back for 2 or 3 in one sitting.
That's kind of what I'm dealing with right now. And this is perfect for our first topic about bad habits with food. And that's the biggest thing. It's like your portion size and how much you have. Like I do like a grocery run every week. And man, I'm like, okay, do I buy more or less? And like, just like you, I'm like, if I have like, I recently bought a lot of food for, not a lot, but a decent amount for camping like a week or 2 ago. And I had to have like a 24 box of the individual size of chips. That was dangerous.
See?
Dangerous.
Yeah. And I love me a potato chip. What's your favorite kind of chip? Don't worry about your weight.
No. It's like, the Kettle brand, and it's either barbecue flavor, but it's like a chipotle barbecue or something like that. Like a spicy flavor.
You know what I like? A good old-fashioned flaming hot Cheeto.
I knew you were going to say Cheeto. Why did I know this?
A good old-fashioned flaming hot Cheeto. And I'm licking my fingertips after I finish the bag.
I like the lime-flavored ones.
I like them every now and then, if that's the only thing they have left.
Oh, really?
Like if you're on a road trip and that's the only one you see, I'll get that. But I like the original flaming hot Cheeto.
Did you like Takis?
Too much.
Too much? Really?
I would eat it if that's the only thing left. But that flaming hot Cheeto, and I think that the small bag is not enough for me to really, if I'm gonna go for it, if I'm gonna actually eat a flaming hot Cheeto or eat chips in general, I'm going for the big bag, the not the big one, but I'll go after that one too if you don't leave me alone. But I'm talking about like that middle size. Yeah. I'm probably gonna finish that whole bag.
Anything cheesy, I'm for it. So like Doritos, Cheetos, yeah, big time. Those two.
But bad habits related to food. I just touched on it. I eat the whole bag.
The whole bag, yeah. So portion size is a big one. Binge eating, because like I don't know about you, but sometimes like I'll go from like not eating a lot and then I was like, okay, time to binge. I mean, you just eat all this food, or it's sitting down and watching a show and there's something to do, so I'm going to eat that entire bag.
Yes.
You can count on me for that one.
You can count on me for that too.
Yep, and the processed food. Because it's so sugary.
Yeah. So, all right, processed foods, a lot of people don't really understand what that really means. It's everything fast food is processed. Anything fast food is processed. They put chemicals in it. They put preservatives in it for it to last longer. All right, well, let's take a trip to the grocery store. Anything in the middle section, for the most part, is processed. They put it through some kind of process to get it to the package and then to the grocery store. So anything that's unprocessed is going to be your produce section, your poultry, your meat and stuff like that, and then your dairy. So usually when I go to the grocery store, I spend most of my time on the outer perimeter of the store and spend less of my time, if any, inside of the store, the middle aisles.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that to you. I would go through the aisles, just look for my seasoning and stuff like that, because that's obviously something you need to make it taste great, your food. But when you think about unprocessed foods, you go through the produce section, you go to your meat department and your dairy, and that's the best path to not eating processed food.
Would you also say processed food is like your canned food too?
Yes, but
stuff that has more shelf life.
Yeah, but I think it depends on what it is. So like if you have canned beans, maybe they cooked it and then put it in the can for it to last longer. If that's the only option you have, that's not the worst thing in the world.
True.
But if you go through my favorite sections in the store, which is the chips and the cookie section, and you're going through and getting the boxed hamburger helper, like all of that stuff, it's not going to be the healthiest options for you.
No, the quick and easy, typically not. Yeah,
exactly.
I used to like a lot of processed food, but now I really don't. Like I'll have temptations for sure, but as I'm getting older, I really do like a fresh cooked meal.
Yeah, especially for me lately, because I do work out. On average, I would say 5 times a week, sometimes even more. There's been weeks where I would go all 7 days, and if it's at least 30 minutes a day, sometimes 2 hours I'm at the gym.
Yeah.
I also try to get in 10,000 steps, so I go for a long walk on Katy Trail, which I want to come to your trail by the lake, and I'll try to get 10,000 steps in. So to accompany the efforts that I'm putting into the gym, I also like to eat pretty healthy too, for the most part.
Yeah.
But days like today, eating a chocolate sundae on a national holiday.
Well, we just can't go wrong with that.
It's okay. You have to treat yourself and break the monotony of eating so clean and just enjoy yourself for a treat every now and then. So.
This is my second thing of ice cream today.
Is it? Oh, before you left the house?
Well, they're the one that told me that it was Sunday.
Okay.
So they had little mini cones, which was really nice, actually.
Oh my God.
They're just like baby size. They're like this big. I was like, how perfect is that?
This brownie has a little bit of crunch in there, and it's my favorite right now. It's giving it to me.
It's making the entire ice cream just like made.
Oh my God. So when we talk about these bad habits and processed foods and things like that, we're sharing a chocolate sundae on purpose because of, it's like a holiday or whatever.
Yeah.
And we're just having a little bit of fun. But I think that if you eat majority healthy, most of the time, intake your greens. They call it a rainbow diet. I don't know if have you heard that phrase before?
I was looking for the word balanced diet, but rainbow diet.
Rainbow diet.
Oh.
And that includes all of your vegetables. When you're getting your seasoning and you're preparing your meals. Get a variety of colors into your diet.
Even if you have to go processed food, because sometimes, like I still pick up the hamburger helper because that's just a quick fix, right? And I can still get protein in there, and then I throw in some broccoli or something colorful. Like I cannot now, like I cannot have a meal without some kind of color, for sure, which is typically a veggie.
Yes, and even like your peppers, your bell peppers and stuff like that, they come in multiple colors.
Yes.
And so just make it a habit of making your food extremely colorful because you eat with your eyes. And
speaking of bell peppers, that's been like kind of my new focus. I have a new recipe that I tried out this weekend. It's stuffed bell peppers, but it's buffalo chicken. Yeah, so you take buffalo chicken, which is so easy, rotisserie chicken, Make your buffalo mix.
Wow.
I can post a recipe. People are interested. And then, you just stuff your bell pepper with it. Pop that bad boy in the oven for like 30 minutes at the most. Ta-da!
Would you be down to like get the ingredients and we do it here one day?
100%.
Me, you, Vic, maybe your sister come over or whatever.
Yeah, on my other channel, especially like Snapchat, I have people that like, because I post food on there daily, and they're like, "Give me that! Like, I want that. Let's do that." So yeah, we definitely we can do a whole segment on food, guys.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Because I used to not like bell peppers as a kid, but as I'm getting older, like I actually really like it.
Yeah,
it's got a lot of flavor. That's what I look for is flavor now. Natural flavors.
Oh my God.
Some bell peppers do really good. Like I've been chopping up, putting them in my eggs for breakfast, and like you can take like your egg mix. Maybe you got eggs and bacon or something like that. Also stuff those with the bell peppers.
Nice. Okay. I think I've told you this before. I'm from New Orleans, and so the cuisine in New Orleans is full of flavor. If I'm not punched in the mouth with the flavor of what I'm eating, then I don't want to eat it. And so, like, I eat pretty clean, as I've said before. I tend to eat a lot of chicken, fish, shrimp. I'll eat some beef if I'm eating like a red sauce or something like that, and just like really make it a hearty meal because you can. There's protein there, but it's got to taste like something, and I need a little bit of spice. So I always eat for flavor, not just to eat, eating just to eat, That just kind of rolled off naturally. But I don't like to eat just to eat. I talk just to talk, but I don't like to eat just to eat. However, when you're getting in the shape, there is a level of like discipline that you need where you have to get really, really sharp on how many different things you're eating. You just have to simplify things a little bit more. In your fitness journey, how did you like fight with the temptations and the binge? By not buying the stuff on the inside of the grocery store, on the aisles.
That's number one.
Yeah. So when I go to the grocery store, which is rare, because here's the thing, COVID brought us a blessing.
Oh, yep.
Ordering things ahead of time for store pickup, as opposed to going in the store. And so you choose the things that you know is going to be the healthiest options for you. And when you pick up your groceries, you go home and you continue with your life.
Yes.
And you want to, and you kind of put your blinders on because you know that stuff is there.
And that's the problem. And like I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, I can't eat healthy because it's so expensive, which it's not wrong. It can be more pricey, but I love that like I do Kroger pickup and like I can see those prices. For sure. And I can be like, oh, I don't need that $5 bag of chips. I can do the $5 bag of green beans. That's a little bit healthier or whatever.
Yeah.
Substitute it.
Yeah. And I try to make my meals, I try to give myself a variety. So I change it up. So I eat a lot of chicken because it's like the highest amount of protein that you can get for muscle building, muscle definition. But I'll change up the flavor. So I'll bring like a Korean sauce to toss my chicken into, put it over a bed of rice with broccoli. So I'll add like a sense of variety in my meals as well.
Yeah, me too. I don't quite stick to chicken because I get really bored with it, but I do chicken or pork. I love steak. I love me some red meat though.
It's rare that I buy that, but
really?
it's tasty. It's like I don't know if I'm cooking it right. I get nervous. Like I don't really know how to cook that very well.
I go through stages too because there's some point where I was like buying every week, and then I kind of pulled back, and then I've been kind of fixed up on salmon. Like a good seasoned salmon that Kroger actually has one. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when I make my own seasoned salmon, I just can't quite get it right. I mean, where we lived, it's not the greatest seafood, so take that with a grain of salt. But summertime, those are the big three that I go for. Oh, and pork chops.
Pork chops.
Yeah.
Yeah, every now and then, like depends on who I'm with. Maybe they might prefer it, and I'll just go with it. But if I'm gonna buy the groceries for my week, I'm gonna probably get more chicken because you can also repurpose chicken and do it in different ways. Like chicken tacos,
big time.
You can do just chicken breast with veggies and rice on the side. You can do a chicken Alfredo.
You can do that. What did I say earlier? Buffalo chicken. I do so much with the buffalo chicken.
That sounds amazing.
And you can really make that into a buffalo chicken dip, and then you can add it to be sliders, to be bell peppers, to be tacos, like a rotisserie chicken all day long. Yeah,
I'm a foodie, as both of us, as we said.
Yes.
And so trying different foods, stuff that you might eat on a regular bit, that's a whole nother episode. Like literally.
Truly.
The episode could just be about chicken. And then we can talk about like the different ways to cook chicken and different flavors that you can add to it.
You know, man, I grew up Southern cooking. So every single Sunday and even other days of the week, my mom would make up like what seemed like a mountain of fried chicken, and she would share it with the neighborhood typically because there's so much.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And what about? I mean, you like boneless chicken most of the time.
Yeah, typically.
Yeah.
Typically do like a chicken breast of some sort.
Yeah.
I mean, occasionally, I'll do that fried chicken for sure. I have my craving for
Sometimes
that.
I'll do the drumsticks every now and then because if you bake it like at a certain.
I love to bake chicken.
Yeah, if you do it and it's falling off the bones, it just gives it a very good.
You ever
flavor.
put it like in a crock pot?
I haven't done that, but I'm willing to try.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
We might have to do that.
I would love. Let's actually plan on making a meal together. Maybe that recipe you just mentioned, and like you see how we did this. We could have like just a little small portion for us to pick at the beginning of the episode. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, absolutely. Would love to share my recipes.
Awesome.
No problem. Should we take a little second until we dive into it?
Yeah.
So then we can just land the plane.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap.
And then we'll go into
this first point, you feel like we got enough meat and we can wrap this up?
I think so. I can't see the clock. I don't know if I'm...
Oh,
there
right
it is.
Yeah.
Is it 27? Okay, so we were pretty good.
It's probably
pretty
perfect
good.
time.
Yeah, we talked about temptation. We talked about the binge. We talked... Oh, you know what? We didn't talk about like fast food.
Oh.
And how to avoid that temptation.
Let's start off with my favorites.
Yeah.
I love me a McDonald's fry. I love McDonald's. The fries are delicious. Let's actually just have some fun for a second and just talk about our favorites because everybody thinks fast food is just so bad, and yes, it is.
You can't have that every day.
But there are some good things on these menus out there, baby. So Jack in the Box, the egg rolls, I think they are underrated.
I think we were talking about this at work the other day. Egg rolls. What about tacos? I like
the tacos from Jack in the Box.
Yeah, we had the great debate at work about Jack in the Box tacos versus Taco Bell tacos. I don't think you can compare them, honestly. That's my opinion.
You can't, because the intention for the Jack in the Box tacos is for the drunk person on the way home.
Literally.
That's not for a person like, I'm so hungry, I want delicious tacos.
No.
That is for the person who probably has a meal, a number 15 large, with a Dr. Pepper. Or maybe it's a diet Dr. Pepper. Add the 3 egg rolls, not one, because think about cost, right? One is it's like $1 and something more for 3. And it's like, I'm gonna get 3 and probably only eat 2.
Yeah.
But it makes sense cost-wise to get all 3. And then you get the tacos too on top of that.
Boom.
So, yeah.
Say less.
Yeah, but Taco Bell tacos, you can't compare that to Jack in the Box taco. There's only one taco available at Jack in the Box, right?
Mm-hmm, yep.
So,
it's basic.
Yeah, but they can hit the spot with that sauce.
Because it's like fried, it's just a different type of taco.
Completely different.
Yeah.
So you like those the right situation.
Definitely have hit up Jack in the Box after we've had a night of recording and a little wine.
Okay.
And it's late. Yeah, no, I've done that before.
Okay,
that was lovely. Man, I love a good McDonald's.
A good old McDonald's.
Wendy's, but they switched up on me, man, with those fries, the thicker fries.
Wendy get on my nerves because Wendy.
Okay, Wendy.
Wendy, you can't make up your mind. I've been having beef with you, Wendy, for a long time, and let me tell you what it is. I'll never let you go on this one. You went from a 5-piece nugget to a 4 and a 6. I think 5 nuggets is the perfect amount of nuggets. So if I only order 4, I'm not going to be fully satisfied. If I order 6, I'm probably going to leave one left.
You're so right. So right. Half the time, because I'll be ordering on DoorDash or something, I'm like, I don't want that many. Yeah.
And so it's like you're forcing me to order 6 because I'm not going to eat it all, and I'm going to spend more money to have more options because that's how my mind works.
Facts.
So why are you putting me through all of this? And it used to be just regular nuggets, but then they wanted to add the spicy nuggets, which aren't that good.
You don't like the spicy nuggets?
No.
I have a craving occasionally for the spicy nuggets.
No. I'll eat them if that's the only thing, just like the Takis on the shelf. If you came here,
spicy nuggets, because that's a thing for me.
Spicy, they're already spicy.
Does McDonald's have spicy?
No.
Wow, how rude.
No. The people who work at McDonald's, they're very smart people. They keep the
really
menu
are.
as simple as possible, and they add stuff and take it away. Wendy's is too many things.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Too many things.
No, most people don't like that many options.
No. Most people, yeah. Give me a Chick-fil-A. Give me a Chick-fil-A deluxe combo.
And you know what? I see a lot of like fitness people go into Chick-fil-A.
That's
really,
a big
almost
piece of
all
chicken.
these fast foods, and they can make it healthier.
Oh, yeah.
Or fit their protein, what do they call deficit?
Yeah.
For sure. I think that's really interesting. So like, even if you're like, okay, I can't cook at all, like really I have to do a fast food kind of thing. Like there's still ways to
absolutely
kick the bad habits. You know?
But that can't be an everyday thing. That's
No,
the thing. It can't be. But it's like, I don't have time. I didn't meal prep, or maybe I just went to the grocery store, but I don't feel like cooking.
Yeah.
Because have you done that before?
All the time. Like that's like my reward.
I'm not gonna go and like shop for groceries or pick up the groceries and have to put all this shit up, and then also have to like pull the stuff out that I want to actually. No, I'm gonna do that on two separate days.
100%.
Right.
Yeah.
So all right, a Chick-fil-A deluxe combo might hit the spot.
Yeah. Okay. One more thing about McDonald's. Have you had their cookies?
I have, and they are to die for.
$1, they're so good. Like,
McDonald's.
People be sleeping on them, and I'm buying more for me.
Yeah,
you can have your broken ice cream machine. I got their cookies.
Give me an Oreo McFlurry. Have you tried the new one? It's like the
it's machine's always broken.
You're right. For the most part, I want to say 80% out of the time when I go to McDonald's, I'm like, I need an Oreo McFlurry, please, with the machine down. Is there anything else? I came all the way over here for an Oreo McFlurry, and I'm adding on to the order because
You're
I'm here
ahead
already.
Of time. Hello, is your machine up? Because I'm on my way.
That happens 80% of the time. But the 20% of the time that y'all say, oh, that machine's working, I have an Oreo McFlurry, or there's like a new one that came out just for a brief moment. It tastes very similar to the ice cream we had, but more caramel. More caramel and a little bit of crunch, girl. Can you believe it?
No.
A little bit of crunch. Think about like these caramel like candies that's infused into it. Girl, they knocked my socks off with that one.
Just put Sonic to sleep.
Huh?
To put Sonic to sleep? Because that sounds like a Sonic blast.
Sonic don't have nothing on this McFlurry. There's something about the smoothness and the consistency of that McFlurry machine.
Literally,
baby.
they have some. McDonald's has science in that, man.
That's what I'm telling you. These people they got it figured out.
Truly.
They got something figured out. Those fries have been consistent since I was a little boy in Pampers.
Oh yeah, the same fry is still lasting.
The same fry. The same. They haven't changed up the fry like Wendy.
No,
girl.
They haven't changed up really anything.
No.
Other than maybe like your value meals or like the pricing or the marketing, but not really the actual meal.
The product is the same.
They'll add and take like their specialty items, but for the most part, they'll even put things back if people are wanting them.
Yeah, the McGriddle, we got to talk about that.
I'm not a McDonald's hater.
McGriddle. I'm not a fan of it. But I feel like
had it. I don't know.
Oh, you haven't? I was gonna say like there's people who just look forward to.
Wait, is that the breakfast one?
No.
No, what is the McGriddle?
The McRib. I'm sorry.
Oh, the McRib. Okay, yeah, I think I've had that one time and I wasn't about it.
The McRib, I don't like it, but I just felt like we're talking about McDonald's, so I feel like if we didn't talk about it, somebody might say, "Well, what about the McGrill?"
You're so right.
But yeah, a lot of people go crazy over that and they look forward to it every year. I do not like it. It tastes so fake and processed.
That's a good definition of processed.
Yeah,
right there.
and it tastes processed. If you don't know what processed is, that doesn't taste like anything rib related, baby. It might look like it because it's got those ridges in there and some barbecue sauce. But anyway, they take that away and bring it back every now and then. So
yeah. But the temptation with fast food, it's there because for me, it's always like, we'll kind of dive more into like how to avoid this. But like for me, it's like, oh, well, I'm so busy. Like I've had this and that on my plate. I'm going from a 40-hour a week to, podcast recording, might as well just snag and get something. Yeah. Like that temptation. Big time. Or drinking.
What would you say? How to avoid it? Because girl.
Yeah, well, this will dive into the next one. I got it.
Oh my God! So we're gonna just do a cliffhanger on this one, but the Popeyes wings. I feel like people are sleeping on those wings. Wingstop needs to be stopped. When it comes to Popeyes, Wingstop needs to be stopped. Popeyes needs to go ahead and take over the wing industry. They are so good. Everybody loves a Popeyes chicken, and so think about it in a wing form, tossed in the perfect sauce.
It's so good. It's good. I've had it.
This sounds like a commercial for Popeyes, doesn't it?
And we have sponsors for all of them. Popeyes and McDonald's. Come on with it.
Yeah, baby. the whole purpose of what we're saying is like we're human and we love all of these things too, you know.
Definitely.
But it's not the best idea to eat this stuff full time.
No, it's good for a reward for sure.
Yeah.
So we might as well dive into the next topic then. My best thing to do is meal plan. So once I know, like I knew we record once a week, right? I come right after work. I have about an hour, and sometimes it's not really enough time to really cook up a full meal. So I meal plan.
Yes.
Even if it's the day before, like some people, they do it on Sundays and they do like a whole 5 days. I actually don't do well with that. I do better with like 3 days.
Yes, you're reading my mind. You just pulled it out of my head. Because I can't, if I plan out 5 days, I'm going to get bored by Thursday.
Big time.
Wednesday,
Super
probably.
bored, yeah. Especially people like to just do that chicken and rice and veggie, which is great, but like, it's not making me excited.
No.
It doesn't make me excited for my meal. It makes me moody because that's not what I want. Then I'm still hungry for other things.
And I need to be slapped in my mouth with flavor. I told you there's something new every couple of days.
Yes,
really.
Yeah. Like I'm not huge on, what are they called, leftovers? But I'm good, like, maybe I eat it the next day. Like, not the next day, the day after.
I see.
It's a little bit better. So it's like maybe I make King Ranch casserole on Monday, but I'm not necessarily having it for lunch or whatever Tuesday, but maybe I'm having it on Wednesday.
Yeah.
And then it's like my palate's ready for it again.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So when it comes to meal planning, we got to start at the beginning. I think the planning aspect starts with like thinking about what it is that you want to eat for the week and then getting the groceries from the grocery store so that you have stuff. So first of all, so you invest and spend the money, because like that's who I am. If I invest money, spend money on something, I'm like forcing myself that you're going to do this. Like a gym membership, for example. And I don't want to go too far off, but like when you invest in something and spend more of a premium on it, you're like almost forcing yourself to go back to it and make sure you do it or eat it.
Money involved, right?
Yeah,
big time.
Investment.
And what I do is I kind of already like have a menu.
Yeah, or in mind. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, we're gonna do King Ranch casserole, we're gonna do a lasagna, we're gonna do stuffed bell peppers. Boom, boom, boom. Get all three things that we need for that.
Nice.
There's 3 meals right there, and then maybe I'll just buy like a chicken or salmon or something, and I can just do some basic things that can come up on the fly for that. And then I also there's your protein there, and then you got your your stapled items, like your cabinet items. So you do canned vegetables, or I do more fresh vegetables, but whatever you need to do for your cabinet to add your your staples.
Okay.
I
mean, there's I love that. That's great ideas. Some other ideas is if you wanted to just keep it simple, think about all of your vegetables that you get from the produce section. They're all interchangeable, and you can repurpose those for every meal actually when you cook from scratch.
Oh my God, yeah. Even today, so like I've been eating breakfast a lot more, but I've been trying to focus more on high protein because there was a point where I was just doing like a lot more sugary things, and then I'm still like hungry. Like I can have a yogurt, and I'm still like, no, I still want more, and it's like only 8 o'clock. I'm like, come on. We're not having 4 meals today. So then I started doing more of a high protein. And even today I gave myself 2 options. So it's like I have like a egg and bacon mix that I can throw on like in a burrito, or I can eat it like that. I'm going to have some like bell peppers in there. I've got onions. But then I also have another option, which has got bell peppers, sweet potatoes, kale, soy chorizo. So like that all right there is combined, and I'm still using that like bell peppers for something else. I'm still using the onions and the tomatoes and the potatoes, like all that for other meals too, but there's a breakfast right there.
Yes.
But it's not like I'm having sweet potatoes, for meals. It's different. Like it's maybe mixed in there or separate.
Yeah. And then for those of you that's similar to me, is like I don't necessarily like cooking every day or even like every other day. So like we're talking about meal planning. If you don't want to cook a large amount of food and portion it out for days out, what you could do is you can chop up your seasoning and make it very easily accessible for you to like throw some onions, bell pepper, cilantro, garlic in the skillet, and you start sauteing this and that. And it's easy for you to prepare your meal every day or even every other day.
Yeah, give myself a little bit more options. So like even with the breakfasts, I just put them in big bowls, and then once I get to that day, I can, do I want to pop it in a tortilla, or do I want to pop it in a bell pepper? Do I just want to eat it like that? Options on that day. Yep, because my mood varies.
Yes. And it's like sometimes I'm like, eggs just bore me.
Yes, like I'm going to get sick. I've been doing eggs for the past 2 weeks, and I'm going to get sick of that real quick.
Yeah, I get bored with it. So, but I also go back to each egg is 6 grams of protein. So I always think about the best bang for my buck. And like if I boil an egg, that's 6 grams of protein right there. So scrambled eggs, if I do, 2, that's 12 grams of protein. And then when I add a few other things, I'm just adding to that overall kickoff of, a healthy track of eating for the day. So
that's perfect.
I always think about that.
And I think I talked about this on the other episode, but even as simple as like, and I don't know, this one's considered processed. It's like Stouffer's lasagna. Is that one considered processed?
If that's frozen and you just take it and put it in the oven,
it
is processed.
Okay, well, never mind.
So if you anything that's, anything that has been done for you to make it convenient, and packaged for you, that's all processed. It was put through a system to prepare for you.
Yeah, I guess because it can last forever.
Yeah. Well, even if it doesn't have a lot of preservatives, it was prepared for you, and so it was processed in a way. So, there's a level of being processed too. Is it processed to be put in a box or a can or a bag? That's really the ones you want to stay away from. But if let's say if it's something that like frozen vegetables, they were technically processed, but it's still vegetables. So it's going to give you more nutrients.
Better, yeah. So, I actually don't really like frozen vegetables very much.
Not really.
I have to do a fresh veggie.
I prefer it. Yeah, I definitely prefer it.
Big time. But my point is like what I do for the podcast is like maybe because I really do like to cook almost every day, every 2 days. Like really, I like to go home and just do something, mix it up real quick. But for the podcast, I don't have that much time. So yes, this one's processed, but like throw in the Stouffer's lasagna the day before. I have it in, in a container that's ready. So when I get home, I can pull it out, heat it up, and then I can add like a salad or something with it. And it feels like, it takes less time, but I still feel like I kind of had a minute for a meal, and then I'm avoiding getting that McDonald's or whatever every single week that we do this because I only have a fixed amount of time. Because I think time is a big problem for most people. They're like, I don't have time to do a whole meal, or I'm too tired, like that kind of thing. Big time.
So let's set the tone. Like when you're meal prepping or meal planning, right? What's the ambiance? Like, what do you need to become Chef Boyardee?
Big time.
That rhymed. I didn't do that on purpose.
Well, the big one is like, again, having a plan. What am I going to potentially make this week? And honestly, sometimes I don't make everything that I have on it. So again, like, okay, I'll go through some like things on social media. What looks good? Like I have things that pop up all the time at this point. So I'll say, okay, well, stuffed bell peppers, there we go. Or, I'm going to make a casserole. Which kind of casserole are we going to make?
Okay.
And then so I have that game plan. But I'm also like looking at like anything that takes probably 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay, right. Including prep and cook time?
Yep, prep and cook time. Okay. I mean, I'll push a 45 minute. Depends, because sometimes in the winter, I'm more of a crock pot meal person too. So I consider that time. Yeah. And what do I have? Because I really can't leave my crock pot on and go to work for 8 hours because it's just not a good idea because I don't live close or anything. I don't have a roommate or anything like that. So that would be like, okay, I can do that on Sundays if I have that full 8 hours and I know I'm going to be home. So it really depends on my week. Okay. Yeah, in the season.
I'm a little bit different. So I always, when it comes to meal prepping or cooking in general, I actually don't put any music on. I like complete silence. So the ambiance is what I'm talking about. It's more of like, it's so relaxing to me and therapeutic and meditative. And so I love the sound of me chopping up my seasoning. I love the sound of me taking my holy trinity. So onion, bell pepper, celery, putting some garlic in there, just letting the flavors simmer and the aromas fill my apartment up. I love that process and that smell and the sound. So that's like kind of my process. And then, I might have a few things going on at the same time and I might like overcook something and almost burn the house down. But It's something, it's actually become a lot more therapeutic lately for me.
I'm gonna have to try that out because mine's a little more chaotic. I either like have my favorite TV show on, or I do have music on. A lot of times I'm getting phone calls and it's like, okay, now you're on the cooking show with Becca. Like FaceTiming my cousin and my mom, and I'm like, here we go.
No, nothing.
That's usually how it goes for me, for sure.
Yeah,
but I might try that. I mean, occasionally I'll just like whip it up and do it, but I'm not focusing on the sounds like you.
It's something about that. It's like, what is it, ASMR?
Yeah.
Like I love that. Like the crisp sounds of like me washing out the skillet after, that it's something that's very therapeutic.
You romanticize that. I love that.
But before, I never really liked cooking. I'm just starting to get into it.
I've
just starting to get
always
into it.
loved cooking. I grew up with a family that we lived out in the country, so we had a plant. We had to go, and it was a lot of groceries. At one point, it was 6 people in the household, and the closest grocery store was 30 minutes away. So we were cooking every single night, and I was cooking with my parents every single night.
Wow.
And so, and I loved it. I mean, I know it's like once you're an adult, and especially if you like live alone, it's sometimes can be a burdensome, but I truly like realize how much I enjoy my food.
Yeah.
Most of the time. There's occasional. I had one the other day. I didn't realize it was processed. I thought it was just like just a packaged salmon, and it ended up wasn't. And I tried it, and I knew I wasn't gonna like it, and I was like, okay, let's order.
Yeah.
Let's order in. For sure, but
one suggestion I want to throw out for anyone listening, when it comes to meal planning, invest in some really good containers.
Yeah.
The ones that's like the same size so you can portion it out.
Big time.
Because there's nothing worse than cooking a hefty amount of food and not having enough containers to put it in. You have to leave it in a pot, or you have some left over where you're like, okay, I have to throw it out.
Yep.
So invest in some good containers.
That's the journey I'm on right now.
Yeah.
Is investing in new containers. That's some pretty good ones, but they're starting to not work with where I want to go portion size and the amount that I'm cooking and using. I'm like, okay, now we got to switch up. And also see-through is a big thing.
Oh yeah, you want crystal clear glass. If you ask me, do glass, it's going to be an investment, but go to Amazon, go to Costco, go wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
Get you some good containers, and the most important tip that I'm going to share with you right now is going to save you so much money and save you on some of your friendships and relationships. Never let your containers leave your house. No matter if it's your best friends, your mama, daddy, sister, brother, whoever, baby, tell them to bring the containers that they have over to your house. I'm partially kidding, because like all of my friends, like when we cook over here, I always like to cook family style and order more than enough. It's just how I was raised. And people always want to take stuff with them to go.
Yeah, always.
You will never see those containers again.
No.
You will never see your containers again.
You know how many containers I have from my mom? So many.
I just replaced all of my containers again because I had some really good ones from Costco. And they had the cover, like the cover was glass, and they had the rubber seal and everything beautiful. Or, baby, yes.
You probably raised this way too, or if you were to take that container, you have to bring something back with it.
No, I wasn't raised like, no.
Yeah.
Apparently, the people I was raised with raised like hound dogs.
It's mine.
They literally incorporated my container. Like, I don't know what containers you're talking about.
No.
I'm looking in my drawer and I don't see any more containers for me to do any meal planning.
If it's that nice, like, okay, maybe if it's just like, I don't know, like just something kind of almost throwawayable, that's one thing. But if it's like a nice one like you just described, you got to bring something back to that person.
I like that.
With it in there.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the way it should be.
Even if you got to go buy something pre-made and throw it in there.
I still joke around with my friends. They took some of my containers back to New Orleans with them, like froze food, and then took it with them in their luggage, or to
can you do that?
Yeah, if you check a bag, or if you do it, put it through the scanner or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
They'll let you take it on.
Say less, because that's my problem is when I travel, I'll bring that bad boy with me.
Yes, so that's a good point when it comes to this, because like some people might say, I don't have time, or I'm going traveling. Well, it depends on if you're going on a work trip or somewhere you're going to have a microwave and all this stuff. You could actually take some of your frozen meals or the stuff you planned. You can actually cook that out into your trip, and you can take that with you.
That is a killer tip.
A lot of people actually don't know that, but you can.
Oh, okay, good to know.
Yes. So
Yeah,
food for
so
thought.
that's
Food for thought.
Food for thought.
That just rolled off my tongue, girl. We rolling today. I love it.
And my favorite thing about meal planning is like it's less thinking. Like especially if you've got like 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days done, taken care of. Like for me, it's been the breakfast. Breakfast is taken care of for the next few days.
Yeah.
I actually did more than 3 days this week. I did a whole week because I'm like I know what I'm liking now.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't have to think because I wake up really early, so it's like boom, out the door, something to eat on my way to work. Mm-hmm. Done.
There's something about breakfast that I want it to be cooked fresh.
Yeah.
And since we're talking about food on Best of Becca right now, I'm going to say that one of the things I really need is a husband who loves to cook. Because I feel like that's a love language that is just so special. For you to cook, for your partner, that just says a lot about you. And I want a man like that.
And I want a girl who I can cook with.
Yeah, okay, yeah, same.
Because I think a lot of time people are like, nope, this is my kitchen, this is me doing it.
No.
Like I dated somebody like that and I'm like, but I like to cook. Like,
right.
Like
you're
I
taking
want to
that
do it
experience
too.
away
I was
from
like,
me.
even if it's just me chopping up the tomatoes, like that's it, like fine.
Yeah.
Like I don't care.
We're
like,
having a glass of wine together. Yeah, absolutely.
And I get maybe there's occasional meal or it's a really quick one, you're like, there's nothing you to do. Okay, occasionally, but like most part, like I love a partnership within food. Like
same
the big
here.
one.
But there's something about a man who knows his way around the kitchen, and I can be his just helper. I'm just your helper. Or
sous chef.
Yeah, I'll clean up a little bit, but I like people who like really take charge in the kitchen, and they're cooking, but they're also washing and doing it. They're a chef in that kitchen, and I really love that. So,
I love that too.
Yeah.
The best thing too for me on meal planning is like it improves my mood and my performance overall. Because I've already got something made, I've already got my foods in me, and then like I'm performing better because I'm taken care of. Like I'm not mid working and I'm like, man, I need to stop. I need to go get something, or it's only 10:30 and lunch isn't until noon. Like, and then I can't even do any kind of work because I'm just like thinking I'm so hungry. But nah, I'm taken care of before I even get to work.
Yeah.
Or maybe I have a minute once I get to work, I can eat something, and it's like I'm taken care of. Like it's all good. Like, mood is so much better. Other than that, I get hangry.
Yeah, because like for me, if I don't meal prep or if I don't plan, I have a tendency to just skip a meal. Like, I might eat the unhealthy stuff, fast food, but like, let's say I'm not in close proximity or traveling by car or whatever, I might just skip the meal and continue working.
Yeah.
And so then I am moody and just the energy is low. And so I try to avoid that.
That's why I started meal planning the breakfast. For a minute there, I wasn't really eating breakfast. And I was like, fine, I'll just fast for that. But now with this new job and early rising, like I want that. I need that. And if I miss that meal, I'm just off the whole day. And then I'm eating bigger lunches and bigger portions, and everything's just all over the place.
Yeah. So, did I mention my breakfast, I like to be cooked fresh? I don't know if I finished my thought.
Oh.
There's something about eggs being cooked and then having to eat them the next day. I'll leave my vegetables, like my chopped up onions, bell pepper, cilantro, those things, even kale. I don't know if you've tried really finely chopped up kale mixed into your eggs.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Really
I have a breakfast hash right now where it's kale, sweet chorizo, sweet potatoes.
Nice.
And eggs, all that mixed together. It's my favorite. I love kale so much.
It's really healthy for you, and that's why it's called the cruciferous vegetable. And so it's really, really good for you to eat. You have to eat cruciferous vegetables. I can't pronounce that word fully.
What is that?
It's just like the rich nutrient greens. So kale is one of them. Spinach is another one.
I like spinach too.
The lettuce, I think like romaine lettuce is, I don't know if that's... Really? Romaine lettuce is not necessarily cruciferous, but kale is.
Yeah, I feel like it gets wilty fast, but kale doesn't. Like I've had kale in my refrigerator for a hot minute.
I use it in a lot of things, in my salads.
It's flavorful. Like it's really easy to season and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that.
But it's something about cooking eggs a few days out that just like gives me the...
See, that's why I can only do like 3-ish days or so with it. Yeah. I've been okay with this one, mixing it up like scrambled. It's been all right. But yeah, it's not always the kicker.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, that's pretty much what I can think. Meal planning, I mean, Balanced meals help a lot with your meal planning. You can really get into the meat and potatoes of it.
Right, I love that.
Less thinking,
Yes.
easy peasy. Pull that from your fridge. There you go. You got it on your go, kind of thing. Improve mood and performance overall.
Yes. I mean, I don't have anything else to add. I think we chimed in on a few things. Get yourself some containers. And make sure you don't let anyone borrow those containers. Don't let them leave your house for a minute.
No.
I don't care if they're just going to bring it to their house and transfer it in another container. Have them bring their containers over to your house.
Yeah.
And that's the last point I want to make on food prep.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's it for meal planning. The next thing, you ready for this one?
I am.
This is we kind of touched a little bit on this too, but the culture and lifestyle that like your relationship with food can really bring into your life.
Yes, I love that. All right. So, when it comes to culture, you have all of these different things that people do when it comes to food. And when you sit down and share a meal, think about like sitting at the table with your family and friends, not being distracted on your phone. There's traditions around just like, making sure that there's no television or distractions when you're eating together. There's some cultures that you eat with your hands, which I have not adopted that yet, but I'd be curious to try something like that, once
I'm
or
down.
twice.
I feel like there's certain foods that I definitely like fried chicken. I mean, not with my hands.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like rice and beans. And
like every
we're talking
things
about
that you would use a fork.
Yeah. We're talking about like that. When that's where my mind goes when it comes to like.
I my hands a lot.
You would have to. I mean, I do love a good lettuce wrap, and you put put stuff in a tortilla. Like I like that. So when I hear the word culture, I think about all of those things. Like you can eat very healthy, but then there's just different ways of eating and different ways to share food with other people.
Yes, big time. One of my favorite things at my last job was we would have like culture days, and like say like we had some people who were from India, and so any day that fell on the calendar that involved their culture, they would bring in some Indian food.
Wow!
And it was so amazing because I got to see a different side of my coworker, and I've also like got to try things I never even thought I would like or would even be able to have that traditional Indian food, and I crave it.
Nice.
Like I'd be like, hey, can I come for culture day? Because I need that in me big time. But also just a segue, it's still a culture, but like for me and my group of friends, like we do home cooked meals. Like we have one person in our group that like she makes the best home cooked food. So like for our birthdays, we all get together and we're like, are you gonna make our favorite mashed potatoes and that chicken? And now they have like a smoker. Like that's what we do. We go there and we have home like cooked meals there.
Nice. Okay.
And I might bring green beans or something, but like
that's already prepared.
Yeah.
You don't have to really do much.
No. Nah, my friend got it in the bag, but that's what we do. We don't really go out to restaurants that much. Like I can't even tell you the last time we did. Like for birthdays, a lot of it's because all of our birthdays are in the same week, basically. So we that's what we like to do. We go to her house and she cooks when we get there, pretty much, unless it's something that takes a long time. And then we'll bring a little something here and there as well to contribute. And it's not necessarily potluck style. It still fits with the meal. But like that's our culture. Is that we come together as a group of friends and we home cook meal, and that's something that like established our friendship too. And like we used to be servers, and we would come home even at like late, and my friend would whip up something for all of us.
I love that.
Yeah.
I admire people who just can open up the cabinet, open up the refrigerator.
Yes.
And they can just whip up something based off of what they have. And it's something so delightful.
And it's just something to always look for. And that's something like we text each other, like, how do you make that? Or I want to make this. And like the buffalo chicken that I was talking about, like that was inspired by her. Okay. And then I incorporated it into other meals.
Okay,
too.
I thought that was like a TikTok discovery.
It partially was, but the buffalo chicken itself, it was like part her recipe, part the TikTok.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I just put them together kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But now I cook for my friends all the time. Like they come over and I have a friend that she's like, I just want your chicken tacos. And they were so basic too. But that's something she craves and that's something she wants. And she's like, I want some Becca cooking. I'm like, yes. Like that's my favorite part of the cooking culture.
Yeah.
You can really, click with that no matter what.
I think I'm better at cooking now, but a couple years ago, I used to make this red sauce, and I would just be so generous with the veggies that I would put in there. So I would do, of course, like your bell pepper, the Holy Trinity, so bell pepper, onion, and celery. I would do a little bit of garlic. I would do tomato. I would do cilantro. Just be very generous with that, with a ground beef and a red like sauce, whatever kind of sauce you want, Kroger brand, ragu, whatever. But I would always spice it up, jalapeno, sometimes.
You go a long way with vegetables.
Yeah, and I would really be generous with that just to make sure I'm getting the nutrients. And for some reason, like people really, really love that red sauce that I would make, and I think it had to do with
get that recipe.
It's not really a recipe. It's just like I wing most of the stuff that I'm cooking. I probably can sit down and write down and say, okay, 1 full bell pepper, 3 stalks of celery. I could probably figure it out but no, I'm not following a recipe.
I'm laughing so hard because I recently posted my stuffed bell pepper with the buffalo chicken, and everyone was like, give me the recipe. I was like, okay, fine. So I made it real quick, and it was like, just guesstimate on how much buffalo sauce. Like,
that's not a recipe.
Put that shit together. Like, choose your favorite buffalo sauce.
Right.
I mean, it was not a precise thing, but I don't like to, when it comes to cooking, I'm really not precise.
I don't like to follow a precise recipe either.
No, when it comes to baking, you kind of have to, and that's why I'm not the number one's best baker.
Yeah.
So, but
how'd you like those brownies though?
That was on point. That was good. It's a good thing you only had one.
I mean, and that whole pan was a full situation of brownies, and I had all of them.
Yes,
I work out though,
yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I did some crushed almonds, sprinkled that inside, and then sprinkled more on the top. I did, I kind of went off the recipe on the back of the box. And added my own splash of this and splash of that, and it came out so good.
It was delicious.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
So I just like to allow myself that freedom. So with the red sauce, I do the same thing. And I also let it cook probably way longer than a lot of people would. That red sauce, I like to let that marinate, just marry together. And then put that over a bed of angel hair pasta and just let it go.
That's the best.
With some cheese sprinkled on top of there. So yeah, some people would ask me about that recipe. I'm like, I thought it was good. I didn't realize it was good enough for somebody else to be like, just like your tacos, right? I didn't think people would request that. No. But yeah.
And that takes a lot of guts too to share it with other people.
It does.
For the longest time I was like, I don't know. I mean, it's good for me, but I don't really know how you're gonna like it.
Yeah.
But I just started just doing it, and now I have a friend where every other Sunday or so we go get gelato, and then we go to Trader Joe's and we get some stuff, and then we go out back and cook.
Nice.
And we also get stuff for the week too. But that is my favorite thing. And she's actually vegetarian, and I was not raised vegetarian at all. I was actually raised to those people are weird, which whatever. I am loving these meals that we are creating, and I'm asking her because I want to be able to cook for her too. So I was like, what do you do? How do I do that? Because I've been to her house and she made some of the best tacos ever, and it's all vegetarian. Wouldn't have even guessed. And I was like, all right. And it's high protein, healthy.
What did she use for her protein?
So was it? It's a type of bean.
Beans,
yeah, a lot of beans. She does eggs. She does. It's cottage cheese.
Cottage cheese has protein in it.
Yeah, cottage cheese, and it's really good and creamy. Yeah. She does a lot of vegetables. Honestly, and I love vegetables though. Big
me
time.
too.
So
a lot.
Mushrooms,
it's
peppers,
very healthy for us.
Tomatoes. I mean, I've never been shy from that. I grew up with a garden, so that we've always been a vegetable type family.
Yeah. I wasn't always, but I've grown to become that person because it is just so important to living a healthy lifestyle, getting your nutrients from whole foods.
Yeah.
And so
and it doesn't have to be bland and boring for your vegetables. I think I was very blessed. My parents made them really good, flavorful. Add garlic, add your salt, saute them, that kind of thing. I honestly could eat broccoli raw. That's weird. But saute those, make them, good, grill them. all those kind of stuff and incorporate them different ways.
Yeah.
Like, sneak them in there, sprinkle it on top, like something.
Absolutely.
Make your hamburger help with throwing some throw some greens on that.
Yeah. You were talking about, organically talking about tacos, and I was going to mention, like, when it comes to culture and lifestyle, I think that is just something that just organically happened as a society where people just have Taco Tuesday,
yes,
right?
big time.
I love Taco Tuesday. I would do it with my sister, and my family in general. So, like, my mom would come over, my brother-in-law, nieces and nephews, and we would all have Taco Tuesday.
Oh, I'm so glad you said that. Back in the day, we used to do this thing with my family where on Saturdays, when my grandparents were around, they would come every Saturday. It was something they could look forward to, especially because they were much older and they just kind of either in the nursing home or stayed home. Like, that's something they could look forward to. They're going to come over to the Joneses' house. They're going to have this meal, and then we'd also incorporate our cousins. They didn't always come every week, but that was something we had every single Saturday. And my sister would bring home a new boy every week, and we're like, oh, is he going to last the next week? Like, we had all these jokes, and it was so beautiful, and I would love to bring that back. And like I said, I have that with our friends where, in the birthdays, we go to Becca's house, not me, but other Becca, and we go to her house.
There's 3 Beccas,
yeah,
by the way.
Yeah, we'll look out for us.
Becca.
Yeah, and then we have almost a Becca. She's not a Becca, but she wants to desperately be one. She's part of the group. I have to give her a shout out.
There's 3.5 Becca.
Oh, 3.5.
Maybe you might graduate to the 4th, but only time will tell.
Yeah, answer my calls. I'm just kidding.
Right, maybe you might be promoted.
She's gonna love this when she hears it.
I know.
But yeah, we did Saturdays, and then Sundays. Mom almost always did fried chicken, and the neighborhood knew that, and so they were over all the time for that. So I've always incorporated food with my friends and my family, big time.
Yeah, it's a big deal for me. It's a great social thing for you to share a meal. I know how to make some really, really good tacos. So I actually would love to have people over and make it. And I'll do like a taco bar where I have all the ingredients spread out and everything.
So they can, be part of it. Yeah.
Yes. So I that's another cultural thing I just wanted to mention because I think everybody can relate to that. And then the other thing that comes to mind is like, have you ever been to a restaurant where you have to sit down Indian style or eat with chopsticks and stuff like that?
Chopsticks, but not like Indian style.
Yeah, there's restaurants out there like that.
I wouldn't do that. That would be so much fun.
Sit on cushions and stuff like that.
Me and my sister on a thing where on Sundays when she goes to church, because I work at a church, and so after that we'll go and we'll try and find a new place in Dallas that we haven't been to. Occasionally we'll do our favorite, but that's what we've been trying to explore more, and that's our thing. Yeah, look up a place where you have to sit down on cushions or Indian style. Maybe the seating is sunken into the ground. And so the waiters might come around and they might hand you the dishes and you put it in the circle in the middle. Very intimate, just a great opportunity for you to connect with other people over food. It reminds me of fondue. Have you ever done fondue?
Oh yeah.
I gotta do that again.
Absolutely.
I love me some fondue.
Yeah, I love it too.
And some people don't they're like, I don't want to go to a restaurant where I have to cook my own food. And I'm like, I actually don't mind it.
I don't mind it either, but the fondue I was thinking of is it's in a big loaf of bread and there's sauce and... Well,
there's 3 parts of it. You can do bread, then you go to your protein, and then you go to your dessert.
Oh, okay. So...
protein bread, something like that, and then the dessert.
I might need to experience it with you because what I'm talking about is just you order it and it comes out in a bread and there's a big hole in it and there's crawfish and all kinds of beautiful, deliciousness
what
inside the bread.
What have you done?
I think it's from Papados or something like that.
Oh no! So we gotta go to Simply Fondue.
All right, no,
so I haven't done that. Queso.
Okay, yeah, no, it is queso and all of that. It's queso in there.
Ooh,
queso, crawfish tails, veggies, and then eventually, once because there's strips of bread that you dip it into, and it's really hot. And then once you get down to a certain level, you can start slicing that big loaf of bread or, big poof of bread, cutting pieces of that and eating it. Oh my God, it's so good.
Yeah, no, Simple Fondue, even, I don't know if that's just a brand or if that's all of it, but fondue, basically this one, the ones I've been to, the lights are really low, it's sensational, you're in your own, almost your own room with your people.
That sounds great.
It's like low music. It's kind of fancy in a sense, but it's really fun if you enjoy that kind of thing. Some people don't like it because they're like, oh, portion size is small or whatever, but I've always enjoyed it.
I'd like to try something like that. Like, so it's like the whole restaurant, it's all these different types of fondues or different ways you can...
Okay, yeah, and you can choose, like they've got a menu and you got to get with it. This is where I like it because then you have to kind of like come up with a game plan with your group. Like it's not very individualized. It's a like family style in a sense, you know. It's like, okay, well, we're going to do the salmon, we're going to do the pork, and we'll do the steak or something like that.
Okay.
And, you know, maybe not everybody wants that, but you have a variety. And then you'll sear it on there, and then I don't remember what you do after that. If you put it into something, it's been a very long time since I've been. You eat it, but I feel like there's something else you do. Because, like, they have the bread, and then you dip it into the queso, or the fondue, rather. And then you go into the dessert, where they have the chocolate.
There's a dessert fondue, or just like
basically,
a dessert?
like it's like I don't remember what else you do with the protein, if you dip it in something or not. Maybe you don't, but definitely. So it's like you got the bread and the cheesy fondue one, and then the protein, and then you go into the dessert, and it's chocolate fondue. Yeah, and it's all boiled and hot, and you can do like marshmallows, and you put it on the stick, and then you dip it in there.
Ooh. You go there after a week of eating really healthy, and then you just kind of like enjoy yourself and enjoy the experience. It sounds great. Mm-hmm. I've never heard of anything
I wonder if there's a veggie. I bet there's veggies in there too. As I said, it's been a while. We usually go there for like birthdays or like special events.
Okay, cool. I mean, the other key word we use is lifestyle. Yes. And I mean, we can kind of like chip away at that. And, you know, my thoughts is make eating healthy your overall lifestyle choice, right? And then you can leave yourself some room, give yourself some grace to enjoy and indulge in things like what we just talked about.
So like I take my lunch to work every single day. Sometimes there's days I'm like, I don't really want what I made. I'm going to go to the cafeteria and get what they have, or maybe they have something in the faculty lounge that was made or whatever. And I give myself that grace, but I know that I have a meal every single day for me, no matter what. And that's been a big thing for me. And I'm also always make sure it's meals that I can look forward to.
Oh my
God! It's not
yes.
it's not just a PBJ every single day.
Or some wet chicken with some bland chicken breast with no seasoning, no spice, nothing. I need color. Don't give me a white piece of chicken breast. Don't give me just broccoli on the side and just
Absolutely
rice.
No, absolutely not. And like I love, I make what's called adult Lunchables, and those are my go-to quick lunches when I can't really think of it. You know, I can meal prep that early in the week, and it's just there for me. Yeah. And you get like the bento boxes, just like the kids, and I've got a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it's just like something to look forward to.
Sounds good.
Fruit, nuts, cheese,
like
protein.
like a charcuterie board.
There you go.
Charcuterie board to go.
Literally, like and it's so good because it's even like so say sometimes like if I have a late dinner or something and I'm not ready for that breakfast, I can maybe even eat if I need to. If I have a meeting or event or something, I can eat at like 11:30, and it fits with that brunch type of food too.
Nice, yeah. Because I told you early on in this episode, I am a snacker.
Oh. I can be. If I'm not careful, I will snack all day.
Oh my God. And I love eating family style. So like what we're talking about with like sharing meals and sitting down with family and friends. Yeah. I prefer having like a bunch of different options that I can try as opposed to this is my meal. This is my chicken sandwich. Like I hate to eat with people or be around people that's like, nope, this is my, like,
no, let me have yours. Let me try yours. Let me do this.
I don't even want to have yours. I want us to all be in one accord, and we're all ordering things that's shareable.
Shareable. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, big time.
This is not yours. This is ours, right?
Yeah.
And so if there's no more of this, there's 3 other things for you to try, right? Or order another one of that so you can have a piece. You know.
Yes.
Sushi. Sushi is another great example.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
That's a really, really good one because I might like, the eel sauce, or I might like cream cheese in my sushi, and you may have not tried that before, and so I ordered 2 rolls, and you're like, all right, I love this, and
then you find your new favorite.
Yes,
and that's the best part, because sometimes if I'm just gonna go out like somewhere like alone or whatever, sometimes I'm just gonna go for the same thing. But if I go with you or my sister or someone else, I'm like, let me try that. Let me see. I didn't even think about picking that on the menu or or I didn't even know they had that, or whatever.
Yes. Oh, I didn't even think about avocado on my sushi roll.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
So stuff like that. So I love that. And some people, they prefer cooked sushi versus or raw. And I like all of it, actually.
Me too. Yeah.
So
I used to not even like sushi, and then I came to Dallas, and my sister introduced me.
Yeah, my sister, she didn't like sushi. Well, she thought she didn't like sushi. And I introduced her to sushi years and years ago. Now we eat it frequently.
Yeah, it's a big thing.
Yes.
I feel like it's a big thing in Dallas.
Yeah, there's a lot of sushi places here. A lot.
Big time. Well, do you have anything else to add about culture and
Let's see.
lifestyle?
Did we hit everything? Lifestyle. We really tapped into that. Like,
yeah.
I mean, just, maybe if you can make a last point, and I'll make one first, and you can wrap it up. But when it comes to lifestyle and healthy choices, right? You got to really be intentional about what your intake is when it comes to nutrition. And this is not like coming from me telling you, how to live your life and what to eat, but this is from personal experience, because that's what this show is about. This is what the conversation is about. But I intentionally go and I try to buy the healthiest options from the grocery store, my produce, my proteins, some dairy, but there's so many different avenues that you can take with just those ingredients alone. So if you get chicken, fish, shrimp, some beef, that's your main meal, your main dish. But then you get your produce, and you can add that on the side and add your rice or your pastas. And you can eat really healthy if you really set the intention to do so. Make it a lifestyle.
Make it a lifestyle, and then it's not going to feel like a chore. That meal planning is just going to be natural to you.
Yeah.
Like that's what I was like, oh yeah, I got time this morning. I'm going to go ahead and make that breakfast, and there we go, boom.
Yeah.
It's part of it. And like when I don't, I'm like, I just feel weird and it doesn't feel right, and
Yeah.
It brings me back to myself, and it helps the mood big time.
Yes, it does. And I mean, if you make the choice of wanting to go to the gym consistently, you have to accompany that with eating the right nutrients. Otherwise, you will never see progress.
And don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to, just be prepared if you're new in cooking and planning. Be prepared to make that thing that you don't like or you're not good at, or burn the thing 7 times.
Because I've done it a few times. I've had to open my window and let the smoke out of here, and I'm like, God damn it, I thought I knew what I was doing.
And I know food is expensive right now. I know that might hurt you to do it, but just expect it. Just expect it. Because I remember when I was first starting off, I would tell my mom, like, oh my God, like I just wasted so much money on that, and then I ended up still going to McDonald's. She just kept telling me, you're going to figure it out. You'll get it. And here we go. Now I've got like King Ranch casserole. I've got this bell peppers. I've got the pasta I like. I've got it down. I mean, it didn't happen overnight, guys. Like,
No.
It took a long time.
Oh my God, I'm 38 years old, and now I feel like I'm a good cook. Before I knew some things, but I'm telling you, I just recently in the last year learned how to cook rice.
Okay,
and boil an egg. Like literally, it sounds like the simplest things to do, but sometimes you can undercook rice, or you can overcook, or you can turn the fire up too high.
Yes.
And then it's sticking to the bottom of the pot, right?
Yeah.
There's so many things that you learn along the way when you try.
And my last advice is watch cooking shows. Watch the Pioneer Woman makes mistakes all the time. And watch how they recover from it and how they do things. They'll show you their grocery list, their pantry, how they do it, why they do it, for kids, for the family, for the seasonal things. Like, that's where I've got it all for sure.
Yes. I love the conversation, Becca. This was great today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you having me.
Yes.
All right. Well, thanks for keeping it real. We'll be back next week on Best of Becca.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Alrighty.